Formation that better be on. I mean, it should be. Settings haven't really changed.
Are we back in action?
That I'm aware of.
Alright. So, track hasn't changed, obviously.
Yeah, the only thing that will change for the race is the guys that have... it removes the thing with the qualifying tyres, so it's all going to be fresh tyres no matter what.
Alright. So we're in Algarve tonight, and a few interesting facts about it. It is 4.65 kilometers long, or 2.891 miles. It's got 15 turns, and the race lap record held by Lewis Hamilton is a 1:18.750, set in 2020. But with the chicane, it's 4.684 kilometers an hour, kilometers, and 2.911 miles. And I wonder where that chicane would be if I could find it here.
Down at turn 1, if that counts as a chicane.
Yeah, it's the chicane, turn 1.
I wouldn't really say it's a chicane. I would say it's more of a hairpin. It's almost like saying the first corner at Bahrain is a chicane. If so, it would be the mother of all bus stop chicanes.
It would be. But are you going to take the grid then?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the camera angle to change. There we go. And cameras got off storming away, making me panic that the race had started. Right, yeah, back in action, guys. Welcome back. Sorry about the delay. It's just this game at this point. What's more alarming is that it seems to be happening every week, but nonetheless, full grid rundown then. Championship leader Cameron Dowds won 3 out of 3 races so far. Can he make it 4 out of 4? Be the first driver this season to get to 100 points. Nhrl Jamie though will have something else to say about that, starting P2 in the Ferrari. We've got Dan Ismola doing an excellent job in qualifying for the Alpine. Behind got Bomber as well, P4. These guys were causing a little bit of, I don't want to say mayhem, but it was very, very good racing last week in Imola, so we're hoping for more of that again today. TTV coming back from a quali ban yesterday in Division 2 at Imola, so all the more practice for next week. He's going to do well though. DJ P6, a little bit surprised he's this far down, but it's just proven how tight the competition is for the Williams driver. Tonk P7, nice to have him back this time in the house. He's ahead of King David, stepping in for Andari today. Assistant Mercedes car. Fed the Red P9 in the Red Bull, and Season 3 champion back on the grid in P10 for Aston Martin is T. Jonas. Rodrigo's P11 in the sister Ferrari TNR AJ down in P12 in the sister Aston. Callum Davey, quickest of the McLarens, will start P14 ahead of the other Williams, a DXS down there in P14. Third by Gaming filling in for Alfa Romeo today. He's ahead of third by Gaming in P16 in the other McLaren. Bradley Ellis P17 in the AlphaTauri, and you've got Ellie in the other Alfa Romeo starting P18, and H. Collins rounding out the grid in P19 for the other Alpine. Literally almost every car on the grid minus one Haas.
Seems like the Haas is cursed in Nhrl, same as in real life.
Well, yeah, to be fair, mate, I don't want to be giving Russia any more promotion than what they're doing.
Alright, will I take lights out?
If you would like.
Alright, so just waiting for the lights to light up. As it's 1 light, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. I think Shazoo Cameron Dowds gets a great start. Nhrl Jamie, he does bog down a little bit. The bomber has to see the position. Wait a bit. Is there any carnage at the back? No, there isn't. Although there's a lot of movement. And DJ makes his big lunge on the bomber. And Harley Collins picks up a 10-second time penalty.
That may be removed. I don't know if he was pushed, but the car was definitely out of control as it left the track.
Ooh, TTV goes deep, and Twonk keeps P6. Is there more movement? Yes, there is down the back. Bradley Ellis taking a position from Ellie. I think them two will go side by side into turn 8, and they make contact.
Bradley got very lucky not to lose it. I hope the car's okay.
But
God, T. Jonas is around.
T. Jonas is around. Not ideal. Does he have any damage? from the looks of things, he does not have any damage apart from his tyres.
McLaren off, that's third, down at turn 11, I believe.
Yep, and the grid seems to have settled now as we have Cameron Dow's leading the race, Jamie Morris P2, Dennis Mullins P3, and MDJ making a great start. I think after all, Jamie Morris, he's gone into the pits.
Keep an eye if there's a wing change down at Ferrari. I'm watching King David trying to dispose of Chris, but ran out of straight.
Ah, I see. Jamie, he put on the wrong tyre. So that's why he pitted.
Wrong tyre. He should have kept going.
He started on the mediums instead of the softs.
Oh, TJ.
And TJ on those. Oh, that's a shame. Is there any action at the back? Yes, there is between the Mercedes and Red Bull. How many times have we heard that this season and last season? Will we hear that this season and this season?
Disposed of him now. I'm going to head back up to the top 4, well, top 5. Tonk's not exactly a million miles away from these guys.
Ooh, it's a bit of a train here forming as MDJ gets up into second. Danis Mola is slotting into third. The bomber gets really, really close to Danis Mola, and Danis Mola has to go a little bit wide, but has the better exit. But the bomber, he's just using a bit of his DRS to try and close into Danis Mola, and they will go side by side down the straight as Cameron sets the fastest lap. And the bomber is up into P3 comfortably, and for him now he has to close into MDJ if he wants to get that DRS.
Hey, this like train for the podium is really starting to heat up. There's a queue all the way down to DXS and B10. I know it says they're about 4/10 away, but look at the mini-map, they're actually very, very close together.
Yeah, indeed. Where's the nearest action right now? There isn't really very near action at the moment.
If Twonk can keep his car pointed the right way, he could make an inroad on Danis Mola, and King David's giving Twonk a little bit of a hard time. I'll be interested to see when DRS gets activated. They're going to be using it this lap.
Yeah. I doubt anything would happen, but I think Danis Mola, he's not in prime position yet to try and take the position off the bomber. But he is closing in, I think. Yeah, he's closing in. Danis Mola is. And the bomber is 1.3 off MDJ, so he won't get the DRS this lap.
Just a little bit of an assistance here from the Alpine. But you don't want to be burning your battery, then trading places lap after lap anyway. Just let the DRS do the work for you.
This wouldn't be like Jeddah where you have to burn to make a gap. Jamie Morris sets the fastest lap time with 18.6. The bomber actually has closed into MDJ. He's almost within DRS range. And he is in DRS range. So Mikey's already derating. So this could be
that would explain his amazing start, having started like what, P6?
Yep. And yep, here goes. It's near impossible to save your ERS. Maybe in sector 2 if you just go light with it. Oh, and yeah, the bomber's already in DRS range, so we do have a DRS train from P2 all the way down to P6. And Fred the Red trailing 1.6 behind and increasing.
Yeah, response from T. Jonas, wrong setup. It seems that Callum Davies also had the same problem as well. The thing is, Callum Davies still doing a respectable performance given his pace. Some people saying they didn't choose the right tyre, so we'll have to have a look at that after the race particularly TTV. Apparently he started on the wrong tyre.
Ooh, that could...
I'd say maybe if it's like somewhere around Monaco, if we had to restart, maybe it could work out in your favour with if you can pull that 10-second gap is what I'm trying to say, that's when it will work in your favour. If not, then it's a tyre rule.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Nothing going on at the moment.
I'm going to head down with Nhrl AJ. There is a little bit of a fight for P10.
Ooh, DXS leading the train, I think.
Yeah, the thing is with DXS, he's only just out of DRS range of Rodriguez.
Yes, and he is on the mediums, DXS is, so the DRT driver.
Yeah, a little bit more battery than DXS, not enough to make inroads with, and Nhrl AJ is just staying back and watching this happen.
Oh, and Nhrl AJ locks up heavily going into turn 2. I mean 3. Ooh, DXS is derating, so Callum Davey could make the lunge, and he does make the lunge.
Late decision, but not a dirty one.
Very, very respectful dive on there.
Ooh.
Ooh, and DXS, he has gone wide. Yeah, the action here is immense. You can have a lot of trading positions, and ooh, Callum Davey almost runs into the back of the XS.
You've got the Aston almost on the back of the McLaren.
Yep, pressuring the McLaren. Ooh, slight contact. Callum Davey keeps it though. I think Fred could pass the TTV Red Bull driver, and he's too far back just yet, but he's only 2.5 tenths off him, so we could see an overtake going into turn 5.
DXS running very, very wide into turn 1. Oh, yellow flag, who's that? That is Bradley Ellis, I believe.
Yep, it looks like it.
That's Collins round at the second corner. I think he's just gone a bit too far deep, and Callum Davey down the inside of DXS for P10.
That was actually a really nice dive bomb. Is he going to get the drive up the hill? Yeah, DXS does get the drive up the hill, and he will keep P10 for now. And Harley Collins retires.
He's crashed. Safety car, full safety car.
This has worked out perfectly for the medium runners.
Yeah, the softs, I think it's about halfway through their stint. Not so much an issue, but it'll be a adaptability thing. I'm going to have eyes on with Cameron, see what he does. Cameron is coming in.
Well, it would be wise to go on the mediums, as they last literally forever on this track.
Yeah, just saying, like, the hards, I think they're shocking around here. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, no, the hards aren't really my cup of tea now, so I wouldn't be going on them.
To be fair, I struggle to enjoy the hard tie around any track unless if it's Hungary or Kota.
For me, it's France, because France you can have
yeah,
a
France.
lot of
my god, just enjoying them. You feel safe. You feel like you're wearing a seatbelt.
Yeah, it's what the medium tire should feel like. With all due respect, but DXS, he does pass the safety car.
No,
no, DXS,
no.
Oh my god, DXS absolutely bottles it.
Being DQ'd from your home race. That's awful. Honestly, I feel so bad for him.
Oh my god.
The safety car was there.
Yeah.
It really worked out for him. He went from P10 up into P1, and now it's Norwegian in front.
Wow.
So,
what?
Check.
What a shocking turn of events.
Bomber's gone to the hards. The thing is, I'm safe to say the hards can make it to the end.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they can. Mediums, Bradley Ellis still not pitted. I think Bradley, that could have worked in his favour. Yeah, because this avoids Bradley and Fid going one lap down.
What? So nothing really to talk about at the moment. Actually, this track was opened in 2008. It can hold a grand capacity of 100,000, and the architect of this track is surprisingly not Herman Tilke. That would go to Ricardo Pina, who I have no idea about.
I've heard of him before.
He must have created probably what would be a flowing track in that regard. Maybe
Magello.
Yeah, that could be one. And the Portuguese Grand Prix was held in 2020, and I believe it's got a contract this year. But if it doesn't, it will surprise me.
I'm not sure.
Let me check the calendar real quick. F1 calendar 2022.
Because surely they're going to announce a replacement for Russia. Formula 1, they're not just going to abandon that slot.
No. Oh wow. There's no sign of Portimao in the 2022 calendar. So it's not in the calendar this year. Which is quite shocking, but the safety car is about to come in. Nhrl AJ warming up his tyres on the mediums. Backing the grid up. And they all snake into position, trying to hope for a good... Ooh, Bomber almost puts it into MDJ. Showing how cold those hards are, maybe. But we'll keep an eye on Nhrl AJ.
Just had a quick look into the biography of the person who designed this track. This is so far the only track he's designed, and he had one brief to fill. Make the opposite of a Herman Tilke track.
That's brilliant. But
Cameron Dowd's is having a look.
Wow. Cameron Dowds may send it down the inside. No, he doesn't. He'd think better of it. Nhrl AJ still leading from turn 4 onwards, but he doesn't get as good a traction as Cameron Dowds. Cameron Dowds all over the back of Nhrl AJ, and they go side by side going downhill. And it will be Cameron Dowds who does take the position. MDJ fending off from the Bomber on the hard tyres, so obviously the Bomber already had a really good start. But we'll see how long he'll last with the top 3, considering he's on the harder compound. King David makes a good load of positions into P5 he is in now. Dallas Mola following from King David. Oh, and DXS has left the session.
Gutted for him. I'm really gutted for him. He said it in Discord as well. He's been quite stupid. I don't know if there was contact there. It's one of the houses going wide. Well, Twonk. I don't know if Twonk was pushed, but Bomber or King David had gone for a bit of a move in that part of the track.
Ooh, and TTV Mr. Craneson goes side by side with Rodriguez, and Nhrl Jamie Morris is going to take the position from Rodriguez. And he might take another position here if he's feeling brave. No, he doesn't, but we'll wait cautiously into the next few corners. Will he send it? No, he won't. King David now all over the back of Nhrl AJ. And he sends him down the inside.
Man. Bloody hell.
Wait, which car are you on about?
I'm watching Jamie and Chris.
Alright, let's just keep an eye on them then. Oh, Chris, he's all over the back of Jamie. Is he going to send one down the inside? He'll attempt one, but thinks better of it.
Oh, Fred, though.
Fred just
Seen a bit, Fred. Take a screenshot while you're out there.
Hold on, let me just do that for him.
No, man. I'm gonna head back up to this fight with P5 because Bomber's still within touching distance of a podium. But now that King David has been on the fresher tyres, he's really storming through. He's cemented himself for at least P3.
Yeah, which is quite impressive.
Oh,
I think
Ellie's crashed.
Ooh, very odd position to crash, actually. Let's see where
She would have clipped the curb at turn 7. It would have just thrown her.
Ooh, either that or she might have went on.
No, the car isn't positioned in a way that you can go straight on.
Oh, and Favorite Gaming picks up for 3 seconds. Nhrl AJ being the absolute hold-up job for... doing an absolute hold-up job for King David as he's on the older tyres. Trying desperately to try and keep in the DRS.
Bringing Dan Ismola into this fight. And Jamie's right behind it as well. They're all struggling for traction coming out of turn 8.
Turn 8 being the devil's advocate for tonight. If that's grammatically correct. Anyways, moving on.
I was going to stick on board with Dan because even though he's lost quite a few positions, he's still in the thick of all of this fighting. We've got Jamie, did you just hit him? I hope not.
No, it doesn't look like it, but Dan is oh! And Nhrl AJ!
Oh my god!
Oh! There's a big contact! Holy crap! Dan Ismola makes contact with Nhrl AJ in the back of his tyre and absolutely brings his car into oblivion.
Yeah, Dan's had his whole wing taken off though.
Yeah, wow.
He's lucky he's still in the race. Right, I was just watching what's ahead. I looked up, I was like, what's that thing in the track? And it was a sideways Aston Martin.
Realistically, that would have been in the range of like 20G to 50G, considering how hard he smacked that Aston Martin. And again, yet another safety car, helping out the Bomber just that tiny bit.
Yeah, the thing is, these guys that have just pitted, they don't need to pit again. If anything, it's going to help them. Poor Dan though, he's going to have to pit, get his nose changed. Hopefully they'll have another set of mediums for him and go long or do something. Tonka's called it a day in the pit lane as well.
Oh, that's a shame. So 13 runners remain out of the 19 who have started this race. Portimao proving to be a difficult track to drive on.
Shouldn't be. It's got like miles of runoff and somehow people are still binning it.
Well, I would suspect hot tyres, like I said at the beginning of this race.
Bomber's back in the pits.
Bomber
Surely there'll be no wing change, just the tyre change.
Surely he'll be on the softs, surely.
No, mediums.
Wow. You can take the softs from here and make them comfortably.
But it will be difficult.
Would it though?
Yeah. I struggle to get the softs to go further than 14 laps. I believe you are correct in what you're saying, but it's almost 20 laps on the softs. No one's going to think that's a reasonable idea. Especially if there would be another safety car, but mediums I'd say is the ideal strategy.
Yeah, I mean, depends who you talk to. Really depends who you talk to, really. I mean, the softs can last a lifetime here, at least half the distance. I'd say for fun, Cameron Pitts goes at the back and see if he can make it from last to first.
Well, to be fair, I think Jamie has basically done that, hasn't he?
Yep. with the help of a few safety cars.
Pretty sure that'll be one thing we'll bring up. Did the safety cars help people? And the answer is always, yes, it bloody did.
Actually, let's bring up the 2021 stats for Portimao, if I could find it.
Yeah, AJ just putting his apologies in the Discord, but I'd be more intrigued as to how that happened. I don't know if he was going for a move or if someone span him. I was too busy watching Dan on board. I wasn't really looking ahead, and when I looked up on the screen, like I said, there was a sideways Aston Martin. And to the speed those guys are going, I'm lucky that only one person actually retired from that.
Yeah, wow. It's quick reactions from the grid, but yeah. So I think we're looking at C1, C2, and C3 tyre compounds for this race. I think Cameron is on the C2, as well as every other one that is on the medium.
So quite soft compounds for what I think is an abrasive surface.
Very abrasive, to be fair, but then again, it's quite flowing, so it's quite easy on the tyre wear, maybe.
Yeah.
Flowing tracks tend to be very easy on the tyre wear.
Yeah. Right on board with Cameron though, he's burning off fuel.
Yep. I mean, at this stage of the race, since there was already one safety car, I wouldn't be surprised if he's still trying to burn off that fuel.
And some of the guys know that Portimao is a thirsty track. Even without safety cars, to make it to the end, you need about 1.3 laps extra on fuel in the tank. So if any of them have even gone a little bit over that, they're going to be desperate to burn it off. But
and Cameron Dowds,
a level playing field once again. Double check the tyres. They're all about they're either 6 laps old from the last safety car, or they're completely fresh tyres. The only driver on the grid on the hards is Rodriguez, but he's in P5. Cameron's going to wait till the last second.
And Cameron absolutely floors it, gets a much better start than MDJ. MDJ almost caught out, and King David gets past Jamie Morris before the straight start-finish line.
TTV was span as soon as that safety car came in.
Oh, and King David goes side by side with MDJ.
Oh, there's
MDJ
another pile up
grip.
down at the first corner. Who was that who span?
Third by Gaming in the McLaren.
Yeah, well, I thought I saw a red-looking car, but just an odd-looking McLaren. How does Jamie find himself into P3?
Yeah, Jamie, he's just sending it down the inside of King David, and he has a much better exit than MDJ. Will think better of it going into turn 8 and up into the uphill right-hander. Jamie doesn't get the better of exits. MDJ holds his ground as he's losing time to Cameron Dowds. Cameron already pulling 1.5 seconds, showing his utter dominance around the track. But there seems to be a train from P2 to P10 from MDJ to Danismola.
Yep.
Very big train, to be fair.
They're going to go down the hill again.
Oh, and feared by Gaming, he does cede the position to Danismola.
Oh,
Maybe
Jamie, he's draining all of his battery. MDJ trying to do the same, but surely the move is done.
Oh, and MDJ still
bit of a
sticking his
out. He's got to
nose.
be careful though. He about took King David out if he wasn't aware of his position.
And it looks like the move is done and dusted. But King David is still trying to go on MDJ. MDJ breaks late, but King David breaks even later. Will King David get the better of exits? No, he does not. Roger is only trailing by 1 second now, and fluctuating ever so slightly. And for Jamie to try and pull it back, he'll have to put in quali lap after quali lap.
There's another fight, like 4P5 though. Roger Gross is forming his own little train. He's got Callum, Fred and Bomber behind him. Third and Dan Smola not too far behind either.
As far as I remember, these guys were all in Div 2.
Not many of them. I know a Division 2 are hugely helping Division 1 out this season, but most of the grid at the minute it's a nice mix of Div 1, Div 2 and reserve drivers.
So keeping the flow going, and Fred the Red almost going to send it down the inside of Callum Davey. Callum Davey holds his ground though as he gets loose coming out of turn 4. As I suspect he might have picked up a penalty or a warning at least. King David still over the back of MDJ. MDJ is flashing a bit.
Oh! I think one of the Alpha Towers has just rear-ended the Red Bull.
And the Red Bull has rear-ended McLaren.
So it's just so tight between them.
Seems to be no damage for the Bomber.
There is a train forming though. Dan trying to find his way past the Alpha and Mayo, and he is having a look. Is he called off? No, he's still there. They're side by side. The fight for P10.
Feared by gaming.
Oh, round the outside. Go on, Dan. Dan, that was a fantastic move. Just that little bit of whatever corner, apex, whatever it was. That was a brilliant move.
Wow, yeah, that was impressive to be fair, but feared by gaming, he's still going side by side going into turn 1. He'll cede the position finally,
yeah,
but he might have another chance.
Yeah, maybe down there. Oh,
and
no.
he sends it down
God.
the inside.
Right,
Is
it dirty? Is that wrong?
No, it's not wrong.
He's not made contact.
It's not wrong at all, and he still has the DRS, so feared by gaming, he'll get back to position for P9 as they still scramble to try and keep with the DRS train, and they make a lot of contact now. Danis Mola won't be happy about that. Danis Mola will have to cede the position again to feared by gaming.
Yeah, but he's going to see Faird's battery flash, and he's going to be thinking, yeah, I need that.
And there's
another safety car.
It
Chris,
seems...
how have you DNF'd it there on the straight?
That's a bit questionable. But we'll have... The show moves on. Now the question is, will Cameron pit on the softs? I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
Let me double check his tyre life. He could be comfortable going to the end, but it is an interesting strategy call. He is going to come in. It's going to be interesting.
Oh, and George Goris has a drive 2 penalty.
Like, I think David's going to try and hold them back because he is coming in as well. Hopefully Cam and Mercedes can vacate that box. You'll see him gone. Hopefully they can have the pit crew change around. And are they ready for him?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are. That's about as quick as you can get it. Like a factory line.
Brilliant double stack for both Cameron and King David.
As long as he comes out about P5, P6, I think he'll take that. Bear in mind, Bomber and Fidbar Gaming have stayed out. Bomber now in the lead of the race. And Fid in P2. Yeah, Fid coming back into Nhrl after a little bit of time away. First race back at Imola last night in the second tier. And he got P2.
Brilliant stuff for him.
Oh, he got pole as well.
Surprising.
Definitely surprising. That it's weird knowing them for so long now that they're all grown up and they're all beating me, and I don't like it.
Oh well.
It's what I sign up for. Like, you know, if I'm going to be beaten, at least I know that it's nice when you actually watch people put in the effort.
Oh, for sure.
Because for here, at least they can get rewarded for it.
I remember coming in season 4, and it was my first race in Monaco, and that was a bit hectic, shall we say.
Season 4 Monaco, I can't remember. I think Mikey won that race, that's all I remember.
Yeah, no, Mikey did win that race. And I think another wheel driver, I'm not sure if it was Q-Tip at the time, or Taze Leroy, who got the P2 at the time.
Yeah, I was already gone at that point, so definitely not me. My best finish around Monaco, Div 1 has been I think it was a P4, and that back in season 3. I think Rodriguez is trying to serve his drive-through, but he can't serve it under the safety car.
I think in season 5, I remember distinctly, me and Mikey were teammates. We were going for the 1-2 in Monaco. And through the swimming pool chicane, oh, it's going to be a 1-2 for Renault, Mikey did say. Immediately after that, I spin going into the swimming pool, and I believe it was Jay Marsh who plows into the side of my Renault in Monaco. I remember that for certain.
It was definitely an interesting time, but yeah, Monaco, they do have some good moments around there, but other times, you know, it's Monaco. When there's actual racing, it is a really good track, but oh my god, it's just so boring, especially when people keep binning it.
Oh yeah, and there's no safety cars to come out and help you.
Yeah, in this game there isn't.
Yep, as the grid is now stacking up to get going once again. The Bomber will be leading this race, followed by Feared by Gaming, who's all over the back of Bomber. Bomber, he won't be too happy about it, I won't think anyways.
So these mediums can go to the end. We've got 6 lap-old mediums for Bomber, 7 for Feared. They don't need to pit, do they?
They do not need to pit.
Yeah, they're good to go. Just maybe try hold on and see if any tyre wear comes in time for the soft runners. Still, yeah,
the Bomber goes, and Feared by Gaming trailing by 2 tenths. Cameron Dowd's being followed by Nhrl Jamie Morris, who's going side by side with Mikey. And MDJ gets a little bit of a moment, and he has to cede the position to Jamie Morris. And Feared by Gaming is going side by side now with Cameron Dowds, and they almost make contact. Nhrl Jamie Morris takes takes the position of Feared, so not the best restart for Feared by Gaming. And King David sends it down the inside.
Down into the apex.
Oh,
just got it stopped in time.
Oh, and they go side by side going into that corner, and Feared
he's round, he's binned it.
See, that's it, that's the corner you don't want to be at.
Yeah, where's my bottle?
And the Bomber, he's only just hanging on to Cameron Dowds as he does cede the position, and Nhrl Jamie Morris. Yeah, honest to God. And Jamie Morris, he takes the inside away and takes the position away from the Bomber.
Mate, watch this for P4.
Oh, and they make contact! That is dangerous, lads. Come on, let's play fair. Mikey burns all his ERS. Fred the Red, he's ready to make a pounce on that DJ.
Fred's got a lot of battery, and Dan's just watching as well. Oh, Dan actually almost went for a move. It's hard stopping stuff going through turn 1.
Yeah, wow. I must say though that Fred, last I remember, he was spinning almost every race, but now he's making ground. Yeah, which is really nice to see.
Yeah, it's because it's not Div 2, mate.
Oh, and Shazoo coming down, and Nhrl Jamie Morris going side by side into turn 8, and Nhrl Jamie Morris gets the inside. He'll have the better run on Cameron Dowds. Cameron Dowds keeps the position just for now. Nhrl Jamie Morris will be back to pounce, and he breaks late. Jamie Morris does. The Bomber coming in 7 tenths, keeping just ahead of King David. No position changes at the moment as we head back to Jamie Morris.
The McLarens are going to start fighting in a minute, but seeing if Jamie will make a move, and I don't think he will, not on this occasion. See how these guys are. King David's still trying to make a move on Bomber.
Ooh. That's very close with Jamie and Cameron. I mean, the pace difference between these two are second to none, if that makes any sense.
Right, McLarens are going to start fighting.
Oh, here we
dear.
go. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Callum Davey goes down the outside of Fjord by Gaming. They make slight contact.
Is that Rodrigoris? No, that's Beard. He's gone straight off at turn 4.
Oh, that's a shame, that's a shame. So obviously his tyres are absolutely minced meat now. Rodrigoris, he's all the way down.
Yeah, just going to find out if Third will need a quali ban for the next race. No, it's still going. Keep an eye on him for me, mate.
For what exactly?
Yeah, I didn't know if he was going to chuck his car in the barrier on purpose.
Oh, I feared. Oh, no, he's just making mistake after mistake. I would suspect that he was,
putting it lightly, game over. He's probably going through his head as King David does a run on the Bomber down the main straight. Oh, he's miles clear even before the apex. Has enough time to go to the, like, weaving in front of him. Use that though a bit further back. Fred all over Dan.
Only issue is with King David is that he has a bit of a... Oh, and Feared by Gaming retires it on the outside of turn 13, I believe, 14.
Yeah, either that's another safety car. I think they're getting
and it is another
annoyed.
Safety. So once again, it resets the grid.
Yeah, I think anyone's still on the mediums, they're going to want to be on the softs by now. Or do they really need to? Because like Bomber was doing a pretty good job anyway, and even now it's just an extra 2 laps of tyre wear that he can actually save. So it could be working into Bomber's favour. He doesn't have a penalty yet. He's still within a chance for the podium. So we said they can go to the end. So why at the same time, why would you change your tyre? Unless you're that confident you'd be able to clear the traffic. But if he pits, he will come out behind the McLarens and Bradley, probably even Roger Goris as well. I think this is definitely out Roger Goris though. As long as he doesn't speed again, he should be able to be in the points for Ferrari, especially if Third keeps getting penalties. Yeah, because Rodriguez, I think he does have a 5-second pit lane speeding penalty that he can serve this time if he wanted to change tyres if he really wanted to.
Indeed, indeed. So your current...
Hey, Cam trying to burn off fuel, I love that. You're just flooring it in second gear.
I think to burn off fuel successfully, you got to put a bit of... You got to floor the throttle and use the brake at the same time to actually burn off fuel the fastest way. Because, well, you're working the engine just that bit harder. And you can also modulate the throttle. Go on.
Let's have a look at biggest winners and losers. Daniels Muller still worse on track, down 3 places. Overall biggest losers, it's like TTV Chris, T Jonas all down 8 places. Who's the biggest gainer though? Or is it Third and Bradley Ellis?
That's brilliant. That is brilliant.
The King David's done a really good job though, because even though he's not... King David isn't that much of a quali merchant, but his race pace is incredible.
Yeah, it is actually. From what I remember in 2020, throughout the tail end of that season and the start of the last season, his pace seemed to be very good. Obviously that's from what I remember, and that was at the start of this game cycle.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to have one more lap, aren't we? Might be a good time for any more of your special facts.
Any more of my special facts? As for the fastest lap in other racing categories, if there is any, Yes, there is. And the fastest lap, obviously, set by Lewis Hamilton is an 18.7 in the 2020 Portuguese Grand Prix. But you might be surprised to see an LMP2 car coming in P2 with a 129.670 set by Mikkel Jensen in the Oris 1 in the 4 hours of Portimao in 2020.
I know what I'm doing when I get on Project Cars 2 again.
LMH, Nicolas Lapierre in the Alpine A4080 in the 2021 8 hours of Portimao. You might be surprised to see the A1 GP car set in 2008 and 9. 2008-9 Grand Prix of Nations Portugal race set by Adam Carroll in the A1 GP car representing Northern Ireland, I think, or Ireland. I'm not entirely sure. It could be UK.
I'd be pretty concerned if you didn't know what the Irish flag looked like.
Well, considering Northern Ireland isn't really classed as its own official country, I'm sorry.
If it's Northern Ireland, it would be under the Union Jack, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would assume so. Or you could have the choice between Ireland and the UK. But that's irrelevant now, as the safety car is coming in. 5 or 6 laps of hard racing here. Jamie Morris taps.
Oh, for God's sake, guys. That could actually be a penalty. Alright, Max Verstappen, calm down.
Where are we?
All Cam has to do is slam on his brakes and then Jamie's going to get a pen.
That's all that Cameron needs to do. It's an absolute NASCAR formation here. It's a rolling start.
I'll laugh if Jamie actually gets this wrong.
And Cameron Downs puts down the power. Jamie Morris will have to cede the position, but he's going to be in the slipstream of Cameron Downs. King David gets an excellent start as well. So obviously he knows what he's doing. The bomber slotting in behind, only 4/10 down on King David.
Bomber didn't pit, did he? No, those mediums are good for the end.
Interesting stuff. And Jamie Morris, he's about to send it round the inside of Cameron Downs. Cameron Downs gets a much better run.
A bit
Jamie
wide,
Morris,
isn't he? Jamie's trying to still fight him when he's off the track. Somehow.
That's brilliant racing there, folks.
Oh, Dan and MDJ, they're nose to tail.
Yep. Very, very good stuff from them as well. King David kind of losing touch towards the front two. Already a second down on them. Oh no. He's gained a 10th coming out that corner.
I bet MDJ will be really frustrated if he can't overtake the bomber though. He's basically fresh softs in those warm mediums.
Bear in mind though that DJ, he has to watch out for his ERS because his ERS is draining quick.
Bomber still has plenty as well. Bomber could just cover him off.
Yep, and that's the Achilles heel for MDJ right now. As once the DRS gets activated, it's going to be very interesting between Cameron and Jamie, because it'll be a battle of who's going to get the DRS in the last lap, and who's going to defend the best, I guess.
Roger Goris is also making moves. He's cleared the McLarens. He can now start attacking Fred. I'm pretty sure Roger Goris is on fresh tyres. Well, no,
yes,
he's still 7.
Oh wow, really?
How is he behind on the McLaren? Unless he had a really bad restart.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought he would have made up a little bit more ground than he already has done. There's still both Ferraris in the points though.
Yep, indeed.
Both Alpha-Tauris, both McLarens, and both Mercs as well.
As Jamie Morris now, he's going to close up into Cameron Dowds once again, not using any ERS. Neither is Cameron. So no action there at the moment, but the DRS is now activated. So we have 3 laps of utter carnage between these two. And for everyone else, there's still a train from King David all the way to the Bomber. As Bomber, he's just holding his ground. That's impressive for Bomber.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure King David don't mind. He's holding everyone up for him.
I think King David is intentionally keeping him there to try and cover off MDJ.
Well, Jamie's trying. He's trying to have a look anywhere he can. How far his nose is, he's going in places where it shouldn't be at particular points of the circuit.
But these are the things that Jamie Morris does, and it obviously makes him a great racer in that regard. And now Cameron, he is leading 5/10, just about. And yeah, Jamie Morris, he's just sticking behind. I would suspect he'll wait until the last lap to try and get past Cameron.
It's all he can do. We've seen it in other leagues as well, where Jamie was the car in front, and then Cameron's waited till the final lap and he's overtook him. Jamie's gone, alright, I'll just press my overtake. Oh dear, I've got no battery left. So I'll be interested to see if Cam can still maintain this much momentum, but also maintain battery.
None of these two seem willing to burn their battery, which is very nice to see.
Yeah, they're still pulling away from King David.
Yeah, shows the pace that these two have.
Gonna head back down with Dan, see if we can make any inroads on DJ. Bobby getting quite close to King David too. We have yellow flag. That's Bradley Ellis round. Shame, if he could have stayed within third penalty window, he would have got a point.
That's a shame. That's an utter shame. But I think Jamie Morris now, he's going to use his DRS. Will he get past on this lap?
Not from 4
It would be. It would be a very Jamie Morris thing to do.
Oh, but Bomber though.
Oh wow!
Down the inside of King David.
Bomber seems optimistic he can pull a gap, as his softs should be starting to die now. It has been 5 laps. They do start dropping off at lap 6.
I think they're feeling it.
What a miracle story that would be for Bomber.
Oh, that tanks up, I might say otherwise. Bomber's got. Well, the thing is, Bomber and King David, they have almost identical battery life.
Yeah, so
The competition's too tight. No one in this top 4 can make a mistake, otherwise it's going to cost them a podium.
Okay, but now is the crucial moment as we're heading into the last lap of the race. Shizuka Cameron Dow's leading 5/10 from Nhrl Jamie Morris, 6/10 now. Gets an excellent exit. Them two will be burning off their energy now. Cameron Dow's burning from 60%. Jamie Morris sets the fastest lap of the race.
Come from the inside.
Jamie Morris, he's going down the inside. Is he going to make a stick? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't.
Cam's just on around the outside.
Jamie
it's still very close between Bomber and King
chance.
David though, like even closer for the fight for P3. If you want to watch that for me, please.
Yep.
I think Jamie, the ship is
He'll
ready.
have to
So
send
no,
it.
he's diving it.
Oh.
No, you don't. Maybe not. Like turn the apex too early, man.
Expect a dive from Jamie. Oh, Cameron gets very loosey-goosey coming out that corner. Oh, it's so close. Anything could happen. And Jamie Morris gets a tank slapper. And I think Cameron has it down the bag unless he pulls the Taze Leroy and Eric coming last corner.
No, don't mention names, man.
Whoops, my bad.
Either way, well, what a hell of a race this has been. 4 from 4. most successful start to the season he's probably ever had, and it's 4 wins in a row for Cameron Dowds, winning Portuguese Grand Prix as bits of Ferrari is left all over the track, and we see a sideways Alpine. I hope everyone's actually crossing the line as these crashes are happening.
Oh my god! What's going on?
Oh great, now I've got to wait for Bradley. That Ferrari front wing has gone further down the straight than the Ferrari itself.
That's brilliant. Stranded Alpine.
I'll tell you what, I definitely did not expect that that result.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. I'll invite these guys to the party real quick.
Yeah, thank you. Just waiting on Bradley Ellis to cross the line.
The Bomber 990, yeah?
Yep. You got Jamie and Cam, haven't you?
Yes, I do.
Yep. Won't start the interviews until we'll probably head back to the lobby screen.
FRL _ Jamie.
And is the man of the hour, P11 for Bradley. And he hits the Alpine down the straight. It's like these cars are programmed to hate Alpine. By that logic, I'm definitely not going to enjoy Saturday for that league. But I don't even have to be there. The fact that the AI are trained to take out the Alpines is one that I'm not too comfortable with.
Just tell me when we're back in the lobby.
Just gonna double check the race director. What's really helping me out is the guy. They don't really get 5-second penalties for crashing into each other anymore. Right, full race run-down then. It's 4 from 4 for Cameron Dowd. Championship leader extends it once again for Mercedes. Jamie in the Ferrari today, excellent podium and fastest lap for P2. Bomber ran out P3 and the AlphaTauri. King David P4 for the Mercedes, brilliant substitute for Andari, who wasn't here today unfortunately. DJ P5 in the Williams. Dan Zamola P6 for Alpine, what could have been for him though. Callum David P7 for McLaren, Fred the Red P8 for Red Bull, Rod Gurris P9 for Ferrari, third by Gaiman, rounding out in P10 for McLaren, and then Bradley Ellis P11, last of the classified finishers. And your non-finishers were third by Gaiman, T3 Mr. Chris Hussain, Twonk, AJ, Ellie, H. Collins, T. Jonas, and DXS. DXS also being DSQ'd from that safety car stint early on.
Yeah, so that's the full race. That was quite exciting, to be fair. Very, very exciting.
Yeah. I feel like it could have been a better race, having said that, if the weather would have been accurate as of last week, because we were expecting rain, and all of the practice the Div 2 lot have put into this is going to be completely irrelevant because Div 2 have predicted thunderstorms for next week. So that one's going to be eventful. Have we got all the guys in the party though?
Yeah.
Yep. Double check your voices are on share, guys.
Is it on share? Are we all good to go?
We should be.
Yeah, Connor, you can, or Clara, you can take over.
Yep. Bomber, I'm going to start off with you.
Yep.
It was quite an intense race, especially from the top 10 for the majority of that. But the biggest talk point for me would have been your tyre strategy. How come? Did you think the mediums could make it? Did you feel that everyone pitting on the softs were making the wrong call? Just tell us through what was going through your mind at the time.
Well, to be honest, when I didn't change to the soft, I thought it was a bad idea. But when the second safety car, the last safety car that came out, gave me that opportunity to like defend more and charge my battery up for those last 3 laps with DRS. And with a little bit of tire management, the mediums came through.
And how about for the rest of the race? What was the most difficult thing you had to put up with?
Well, I think it's that Aston Martin spinning out at the last corner. I had to go. I wanted. I was thinking of either going right or left, and I made the right choice at the last moment. Went to the left. Didn't end up causing a collision. And that McLaren also spinning out in front of me at turn 1 with the first safety car restart, I think. So yeah, I think those two. And
Yeah.
obviously defending against.
Well, personally,
against mistakes at the end.
I think you hit the nail on the head in terms of the tyre strategy. I think maybe that penultimate safety car not really the best, but as soon as that final one come out, tyre strategy spot on. Those softs are always going to suffer. But I hope you enjoyed it. And there was one more question I was going to ask, but it's just slipped my mind.
Thoughts for next week, maybe.
No, I was going to ask all of them that at the end. I'm really, even though you finished P3 today, do you think there was any more you left on the table, or do you think maybe P2 would have been possible?
I honestly think P3 was the best I could have gotten, but P2 was definitely on my mind.
I think it would have been.
Strategy.
They would have
If I
been
played
any
it right.
closer, I'm pretty sure you would have ended up
Yeah.
winning the race, putting it lightly. Yeah, really good job, man. I'm glad you're here, and we'll see you next week. Mr. Morris,
Hello.
take us
Well, I
through
think
your
this
race
is-
perspective.
Well, before the race even started, I was already compromised because the game put me on the mediums, and I did choose the softs. I looked at it twice and checked it. That was the main concern because I knew I started on the softs. But yeah, I was very frustrated on lap 1. I thought, why does this happen to me all the time? But the safety car happened twice, and yeah, I was back up there. Just I had to make sure when I was behind the other people on the first safety car restart that I didn't cause any collisions. Just stay behind and just waited for the right moments, and they did come. Second safety car helped me bring me back into play with Cameron because the gap was evenly 2 seconds and I couldn't close in or he could pull away, so it was just frustratingly at 2 seconds, and that last safety car really helped us. And yeah, the main focus was the bomber, and Luca by Gaming was in P1 and P2, and I had to follow Cameron immediately because I knew if I get hauled up by one of those two I'd definitely lose DRS connection with Cameron. So yeah, I followed through very quickly on Luca by Gaming and the bomber. So, and ever since then it's just me versus Cameron, and yeah, I just planned my attack at the wrong time as always. It's a frustrating one. It hurts a lot because I really wanted this win. I said last week that Portugal was my track. I love this track, but obviously I chose my attacks at the wrong moment, and that's what cost me today. I knew I should have waited for the last lap because I've done that plenty of times, and look where it's got me, the same place in P2, so very frustrated with that race. Should be happy with that comeback, but at the same time I should plan my attacks next time.
Strong words coming from you, and
Well,
strong opinions.
He's covered every question that I'd want to ask him. Despite your issues, or was it the issues that stopped you from getting them, and was there any more you could have done? Anything you would have done differently?
I could have got Cameron on lap 32 on turn 4, try to pull away there like he did, like he pulled away from me. I could have been more aggressive in turn 1. I just showed Cameron I was there. I wasn't actually going to go for it, just showed him I was there to say we'll go down the inside of turn 4 or turn 5 next. But obviously he had enough EOS to stay ahead of me because I was just derating down that straight and I couldn't get anywhere near him. So yeah, there could have been a different approach to that. Like in hindsight, you could say I could have done this and done that, but in the moment you don't really know, and just do whatever happens in that moment. But congratulations to Cameron on the win, and congratulations to the bomber on the podium.
Yeah, nice to see you back as well. Thanks for filling in again at Ferrari.
I'll take Cameron's questions, I think.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Alright, Cameron, P1, 4 of 4. I mean, that was quite dominant from quali all the way to the end of the race. tell me, from the last safety car onwards, from lap 30 to onwards, did you feel the pressure from Jamie as he was just closing in with the DRS, or did you know you could have the situation under control?
I wasn't 100% to have it under control. There was a lot of, I was trying to pull enough of a gap so that I could do a U, like left and coast. Every time the gap got to half a second, I'd try and left and coast and save a bit of ERS, because I knew if I had like under 40% on the last lap, then there was a good chance I would derate and lose the lead. So and the aim was like by the end of by the start of the last lap, I needed like a half a second gap on the straight so that I didn't need to use, and then I knew that I wouldn't end up derating, so that I had a good chance of winning. And yeah, it was a really good battle with Jamie. I felt the pressure a lot, especially the penultimate lap. There was a lot of pressure to try and keep the gap, but my final sector was pretty decent. And yeah, but it was a brilliant job by Jamie as well. I think he did. I think he fell down to the last at the end of lap 1 because he tire glitch, and then he did dominant drive back to the front, which was really good from him. So.
If I'm not mistaken, that could have been the Grand Slam fastest lap, pole, and the win.
No, I didn't have the fastest lap. Jamie had it.
Oh, Jamie had it, and I believe you did break the 2020 record. I was pointing out there midstream that the record for Portimao was an 18.9. So yeah, good job there for Jamie. Yeah, but
sorry.
Yeah, no, but moving on to next week. How are you feeling?
Yeah, wait, what track is it next week?
Let me check.
Alright.
Right. We've done
I'm not even in the Discord server, so I can't.
Spain. Oh, it's an okay track. I like driving it, but it's not the best for wheel-to-wheel racing, which is the funnest part of league racing. So it'll be all right. Can't wait till it gets to a wider track. But yeah, Spain's all right, I guess.
Oh, they're only going to get narrow, mate. As per usual, weather not looking the best. What's very odd is that the whole of next week looks not very favourable in terms of the weather. So, by the looks of it could be an intermediate race if that takes anyone by surprise. Don't know how you feel about Spain, but it's alright. I don't think it's as bad of a track or the racing as people tend to make out that it is, but I'm pretty sure a bit of rain wouldn't really hurt it, especially if we've got this many people on the grid.
Yeah, it's funner in the rain.
Oh yeah, it is really fun in the rain.
And it's Connor.
That's brilliant, yeah. Oh. But that's it from me.
Yeah, that's from me as well. I've kind of done everything. So
I kind of want to clear something up. So, do you know how I started the wrong tyres? I pitched on lap 1 to go to my original tyres. Am I clear on that one?
Is there any chance you can provide footage? Because we don't want to penalise you if it was something wrong with the game.
Yeah, I've got the footage. I think I saved it just before I left.
Go check it. We'll have a word about it afterwards. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I saw at one point there were about 12 people watching, which is fantastic for us. If you enjoyed any of this, then unfortunately you won't be able to watch Div 2 next week because they don't have a streamer at the moment. I'm trying to do my best and find someone. But yeah, like we said, Division 1 back in Barcelona next week. Division 1 didn't do Spain last season, so it's going to be one to look forward to. So we'll see you then, and hopefully I'll gaming things as well. See you next week in Spain.